In lesson 1.7, we're going to learn how to model with equations. And so we're trying to take a real-world situation and make a mathematical model. That is, we're trying to find a way to make an equation that can be used to describe the real-world process or object. So to model a problem with an equation, you can use these 4 steps. Identify the variable for which you want to solve, and then use that variable to express all the unknown quantities. This model needs to be an equation that relates all the relevant expressions that you found in step 2, and then solve the equation and verify that your answer makes sense in that situation. So let's look at the first example. Example 1. You sent 2 employees out of town to repair a product and rented a truck for their transportation at a rate of $65 a day and 20 cents a mile. The truck was rented for 3 days and the bill came to $275. How many miles did the employee drive? Well, we said we're to identify the variable that we want to solve for, and we're trying to find how many miles did the employees drive. So we could use M for the number of miles that were driven. So what information do we have and how can we relate it and bring it back around to M in an equation? Well, we know that they rented it for $65 a day and 20 cents a mile and for 3 days. And so the cost for renting this vehicle would be 65 times the 3 days, because for each day they're paying $65, so 65 times 3, and so plus 20 cents a mile, and we're using M for the number of miles. So that would be our cost. That's a way that we could express our cost. Then we found that, we were told that the bill came to $275. So basically it cost us $275 for our rental. And so instead of cost over here, we could use 275 is equal to 65 times 3 plus 0.02 times M. And now we can just multiply this out and solve for M. So that's going to be 275 is equal to 195 plus 0.2 M. We can subtract 195 from both sides of the equation. And when we do that, we find that we're going to have 80 is equal to, of course those cancel, 0.2 M. So now we can divide both sides by 0.2. And when we do that, we're going to get M on one side is equal to, and 80 divided by 0.2 is going to give us 400. And so 400 what? Well, it was the number of miles. So let's make sure we write the correct label. Always label measures when you answer a word problem. Let me know what measurement you're talking about, because there's a huge difference between 400 yards, 400 inches, and 400 miles. Even 400 meters. Big difference. So let's go back and make sure, does 400 miles make sense? Let's see, if we spent 65 a day and 20 cents a mile, 20 cents times 400, would that give us this 275? And it would. So how many miles did they drive? 400 miles.